Okay guys, so have you started planning your gardens right now for the fall? If you haven't, you should start. I have. So let's talk about it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shamira Benson, one part of Team Benson, and I am outside in my garden starting to plan what I'm gonna put in for the fall. And one of the things that I need to go by as starts are my culinary herbs. I did not start my culinary herbs, all but basil, and I started some parsley, but it died. And culinary herbs are huge in my house, so I know they have them on sale. I did get 3 of them the other day, and they have a good sale right now. I think they're 3 for $12 at Home Depot. So we're gonna pop by Home Depot, look at what they've got, and go from there. And for those of you guys that are keeping up the updates, I am going to be updating the black limes, the Lumi limes, on my shorts. So if you guys want to know how they turn out and how long the process takes, make sure you guys check out my shorts. Okay, so these are the ones that I purchased already. As you can see, I have basil here, and then I have basil in my other start tray that's in my laundry room. But I bought some lemon thyme. Lemon thyme's usually one that I get every single year. And then I got some dill, and I got some parsley. So parsley, I know I want to have 3 parsley plants. I had 2 last year. It gave me 3 or 2.5 dried parsleys. So I think that I want to get 3 this year, and then that way I can like double that production because we use dried parsley a lot. Basil, it's not going to last that far into the winter, but that'll be okay. I'll probably have some basil inside the house too, because I think I'm gonna get one of those like little indoor ones. As you can see, this kale is just suffering. Me and greens, but all the rest, like the tomatoes and peppers, I always do really good with those. So okay, anyways, let's go to Home Depot. Okay guys, so I'm at the Home Depot. Now, before we go inside, I want to talk about some starts that I am 100% not going to get. And that is, drumroll please, cilantro. Cilantro literally bolts when it just like feels heat. So it's one of those things that I session sow. And when I use cilantro, I use a lot of cilantro. So typically I will plant like 2 of them. They'll get pretty big. I plant them like next to my broccoli, and sometimes I have to replant them like 2 or 3 times, and that way I'm able to like use cilantro, get as much as I need, but it's gonna bolt, so it's not something worth buying. The seeds are really cheap, they germinate pretty easily. You can just stick them in the ground and they'll be fine, and they grow pretty quick. So that's not one that I buy. The other one is mint. I have tons of mints in my garden, and it's just a matter of which one's gonna come back to life. So before buying more mint, I typically just wait and see which ones come back. Right now, my spearmint is on its way coming back, and I think my stevia and maybe my chocolate mint. So we'll see how that goes later in the, the month, or like in the next 2 months. If I'm missing some mint, I might like pick up another start of 1 or 2, because I do like to have a variety of mints in my garden. But for right now, I'm gonna see which ones come back. All right, let's go inside. Okay guys, so Home Depot has a sale because it is Labor Day, and I would buy these, but we don't have water on our homestead yet, so I'm not gonna get them, although I do want pomegranates so much. Yeah, not gonna get them. It's better not to have like bad ones. Now the nice part about Home Depot is that it's outside. They're under a shade cloth, so as you can see, yesterday's like heat did not do well for a lot of these, but they are kind of already hardened off. So what I'm coming in here for today, which I'm kind of looking at everything, is I'm gonna get some English thyme because I have the lemon thyme already, and then I'm gonna get some oregano, and then I'm gonna get some rosemary. So let's see what's on the other side. So this one, they have their bigger jalapeno pots, and then it just looks like they have bigger pots of herbs. So I don't need to buy a big pot of herb. It'll grow pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the cheaper ones that are 3 for $12. And guys, look at this. They have banana plants too. I mean, that heat got them yesterday. But oh no, those are not bananas. Those are bird of paradise. Still pretty, but yeah, the heat got everything yesterday. It was 110 degrees. It did nothing to the olive trees though, because olive trees are just, meant for the sun. Oh, I wish I could get these right now. I really, really do. I might get an olive tree. I might. So guys, this is the reason why you don't buy your starts too early and put them outside, because yeah, those last 100-degree days really do a number on your starts. Now, there's certain things that'll do okay, like they'll pull through, like your lemon thyme typically pulls through in the last, like, terrible degrees, and the same thing with the basil. But I mean, even this basil is struggling a little bit, and all of it is underneath shade cloth except for some of the edges where there's like holes in the shade cloth up here at, like, Home Depot. But yeah, this is why you don't put it outside. This is why I have all of my other ones indoors, because all of this looks so beautiful a couple days ago. And look at that poor Thai basil looked like it went through some life struggles, and this German thyme is completely burnt up. So yeah, if you buy it early, make sure you have a plan of where you're going to keep it inside your house. Okay, the next thing is going to be soil. You guys know that this is the only soil that I buy, the Kellogg's Organics. I don't buy the organic Miracle-Gro or anything Miracle-Gro Soil Wells because it has a lot of chemicals in it. This one is new. I haven't tried it, and I don't think that this is going to be the year that I decide to experiment with my garden. So I'm just going to go get a bag of good old faithful and we'll be good. So another thing that I like is the steer manure. You guys will only see me use this if I have a bed that I'm going to be letting sit, or if I have a bed that is just not producing really well, then I'll use some steer manure. For our homestead, if I can't find enough cow poo on our land, which we have cows that kind of roam wild up there, as you guys saw, so I'll probably just be able to grab some from up like somewhere on our land. But if I can't find enough, I will get some steer manure. I haven't tried all of these other amendment ones. The mushroom compost isn't bad. I don't dislike it. I just really never use it because a lot of times it throws off a lot of mushrooms, like way too much in my garden. So it kind of like has like an overproduction, but that's just my garden because my garden, it has really, really, really healthy soil. So it already produces like enough like random mushrooms. But this one doesn't smell that bad and it's pretty good. Never had any issues with it. So that's the one I typically get. Okay, let's go back home. Okay guys, I'm finally back home. Got my little starts here. And yeah, so a couple things that you want to look for is make sure that there's no like insect infestation. Usually when it comes to like herb starts, you don't really see that because insects don't really like the smell of the herbs, and you can use herbs actually as deterrents in your bed. So usually you don't see that, but if it's other type of starts, so you want to look at that. I really wouldn't buy any other type of starts that you might see right now, like your cabbages or your greens or your lettuce. None of that. You still got time. We still have like 90-degree weather, even though the nights are cooler. And the hottest part of the day is getting in the middle of the day, like towards the end of the day, only for like an hour or two versus it being like 110 degrees for like 10 straight hours. So that's happening, but that doesn't mean it's time to start stocking up on like cabbages or like greens, because those would just get eaten alive. Even if you put them outside with the shade cloth, they wouldn't do well. Don't buy like really damaged starts, guys. This one, the English thyme, had like a little bit of dryness on it, but overall it's really, really healthy. Don't buy damaged starts because you're just setting yourself up for failure. And if you're going to pay for something, make sure it's in good condition, because that just makes it a lot easier when you go out to your garden, when you don't have stress plants and they're not like attracting like all different types of insects and stuff. 1 year I am going to get good at just starting my herbs on time, but herbs take a long time to get to this size. Like this size just doesn't happen overnight. So it's one of those things that you really do have to start in the summer. We've been going back and forth on our land in the summer, so that made it a little bit difficult to get them started. But 1 year, I'm just gonna put it out there. And hopefully we can just have starts that just, stay, like rosemary. I don't know why. Like rosemary is like a desert landscape here, and I'm the only one that my rosemary just dies every single summer. So a couple of other places you can get starts are going to be like herb starts are going to be your grocery stores. And typically they're cheaper, but they're also less healthy. These ones are not only healthy, but they're also hardened off so that then, I you could, if it was the perfect time, you could just put them right outside. Your store ones, they are made to be able to use fresh herbs like right then and there. So they're going to be overseeded. You're going to look for that. And they're also just going to be very leggy. Like usually they're in like a plastic that's really tall and makes them really leggy. That doesn't mean you can't plant those out in your garden. You guys see me do it all the time. Like if I need like an emergency like herb or something like that, I will get one of those little starts, because then I can clip it down and I can thin it out and then just put that in my garden and continue to grow it. So a lot of times during like Thanksgiving time, when we have like a lot of people and I've just miscalculated how many herbs, like fresh herbs that I have, you'll see me do that, and that's how I get extra herbs in my garden. So that is an option. The other thing is just rooting your own herbs. If you get like the little packages, I suggest going to like an Asian grocery store, because they have all the different types of everything, and you can just put it in some water and grow some roots and then put that plant outside in your garden, like, or put it in a little pot first and then let it continue to grow roots in the soil and then put that outside in your garden. So all of those are options that you can have in order to get more herbs in your garden, but I suggest having your herb bed. And I suggest doing that because cook with your fresh herbs, guys. Don't use like, you know, all of these bottled seasonings, because they have so much other things in there other than just the thyme or the oregano. Like all of those mixes have so many chemicals and like red number 40s and all those different things, when you can just use all of your own herbs, grow them, and then make your own spice blends. So I hope this video was helpful. Until next time, grow yourselves a garden, because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye guys.